Hi, it's Molly here at Elevated Mind and Movement. And today we're continuing our Balancing the Dosha series by focusing on how to balance our Pitta. So, Pitta is the dosha that rules fire. It's hot, heated. There's also water, and I'll get to that in a minute. But how we identify if our Pitta is out of balance is if we are noticing that we are feeling angry, irritated, that rising frustration, anything that feels hot in the system. Now, people who have Pitta as their primary dosha may notice that they naturally have more heat. Even when Pitta is in balance, they may be very driven, very passionate. They like to get things done. Pitta rules transformation. So we're not trying to eliminate Pitta. However, it's helpful to know when our Pitta falls out of balance. And since all of us have all three of the doshas within our constitution, anybody's Pitta can go out of balance at any time. So we're going to look at how to bring down that fiery nature a little bit and maybe balance it out. So one of the things that Pitta also can show up as is hangry. When you are so hungry that you're angry. Pittas have really strong metabolism, so they burn through their food, and when they're hungry, they're hungry. And because they might have a short fuse, when they're hungry, they're angry. So if you are feeling hangry, turn off this video and go and get a snack. However, if you are feeling angry, irritated, fiery for any other reason, stick with me. Now, we can feel that heat rising either because of internal reasons, mood, things that are happening to us in our lives, our thoughts, our experiences, and it can be aggravated by external things as well. So as I'm filming this right now, we are in summer. Summer is hot. Summer is Pitta season. So you may have noticed that when you get overheated from, being outdoors or working really hard at something and you're, sweaty, and you might not have quite the same level of tolerance for things that you have when you're feeling calm, relaxed, freshly showered. So this sequence will work whether it's internal or external, because what we're focusing on is cooling the system. Now, to address the competitive nature of Pittas, I know that Pittas love a challenge, and we like to compete. We like to compete against everybody else, and we like to compete against ourselves. So, my challenge to you, Pittas, is that as you do this practice today, I don't want you to give 100%. Do not give this your all. I want you to focus on working between 60 and 80% of your usual effort. Focus more on having fun. Focus more on the flow. Allow yourself to take breaks if you want to. This is not the practice to push yourself on. We're scaling back. So instead of competing against me, yourself, anybody else who's doing this video, I want you to channel that competitive nature into the challenge of holding yourself back to 60 to 80% of your effort. We'll see how that goes. All right, so we want to work with the flow of water. Pitta is fire and water. So all of the poses that we do today, I want you to think about how to make them flow in your body. That might be by flowing with the breath. If your breath is not working for you to feel flowy, find some other way to make it feel like you are running through nice, cool water. Okay? Let's get started. So, the first part of our flow will be a moon salutation. There are many different ways that you can do moon salutations. I'm going to go through the poses with you, and then we kind of put it all together for a flow. So this particular variation of a moon salutation, we are going to start in our mountain pose. Inhale the arms up overhead. And on your exhale, you're just going to lean over to the left. Get a nice side body stretch. Inhale up to standing. Exhale over to the right. Inhale back up to standing. And on your exhale, I want you to step both legs out, and you're just going to bend the knees and kind of come into the squat position. Arms into goalpost. This is called goddess. You want to make sure that your legs are far enough apart so that your knees stay over your ankles. My dog is snoring. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's really loud where I am. All right, on your next inhale, come up to standing, and you're just going to straighten out those arms and legs. This is your star pose. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale. Another inhale. And on your exhale, you're just going to, from the hips, tilt over to the side. You're going to run your right hand down your leg. You can scooch your left toes in a little bit if that helps. And bring your left arm up to triangle. Nice inhale, exhale. Inhale back up to standing. Now we're going to scoot both feet so that they're facing the short end of the mat, and so are our hips. You might want to scoot your legs a little bit closer together for this one. Hands on the hips. Inhale up tall, exhale, hinge forward. And we're not necessarily trying to get all the way down to like touch our toes or anything. Just as far as feels comfortable for you. Inhale to come up. Now we're going to step the left leg back, bend the knee, and we're going to come down to a low lunge. So you might want to scoot the front foot forward a little bit so that when you bend this front knee, it's tracking right over the ankle. Inhale, arms up overhead. Couple nice deep breaths here. Exhale. We're going to bring the hands down on either side of the foot, and we're just going to walk the hands forward, kind of scoot our hips, and we're just going to bend down over the right leg, outstretch the left leg, toes pointing up toward the ceiling. Couple nice inhales here. Exhales too. Your next inhale, we're going to come up and just walk over to the other side. And on your next exhale, We're gonna turn to the short end of the mat. Bring that right knee down, left knee bent, arms up overhead, low lunge. Exhale, bring the hands down, tuck the back toes, and then step up to standing. Again, have the feet a little bit closer together, hips facing the short end of the mat, hands on hips, and hinge forward. Inhale, come up. We're going to leave the left toes pointing toward the short end of the mat. The back right kind of facing the long end of the mat. And we're going to slide that arm down the leg, right arm up to the sky. On your next inhale, come on up to standing. In that star pose, toes pointed out, arms outstretched. Inhale. And on our exhale, we're going to come down into that squat. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Step the feet together. Bring the arms down to the sides. We're going to go through this again. Give it another try. You may notice that as we go through the moon salutation, we repeat the same poses in reverse order as going down is coming up. And that's to mimic the moon and the phases of the moon as it goes from new moon, waxing, full moon, waning, back to new moon. So this time, we'll go the other direction, just so that we're all evened out. So, from your mountain pose, you're gonna inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale to the right. Inhale to come up. Exhale to the left. Inhale to come up. Step out and bend the knees and arms into our goddess pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And on your exhale, we're just going to straighten those arms and legs to our star pose. Another inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And on our exhale, we're just going to slide that left arm down the left leg. Right arm up to the sky. Bring those back toes a little bit forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come up. We're going to turn that back foot in so that our hips are facing the short end of the mat. Hands on hips. Inhale, up straight. Exhale, fold forward. You may notice that your hips feel different on each side. That's okay. It's just how they're feeling today. Inhale, come up. We're going to step that back leg, which is now the right leg, and come down onto that knee. Left knee bent, tracking over the ankle, arms up overhead, low lunge. Nice big inhale here. And on your exhale, bring the arms down. Walk them in front of the leg. We're gonna pivot so that we've got our weight over on the left side. The right leg is straight, toes pointing up. Inhale here, exhale, switch sides. Inhale here, exhale. Inhale, and we're gonna turn. Bring that left knee down, right knee bent, arms up overhead, low lunge. Inhale, and on your exhale, bring the hands down, tuck the toes, step the foot forward. Hips are facing the short end of the mat, hands on hips. Inhale up straight. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to come up. Maybe step that left leg back a little bit, toes pointing out. Take the right arm, slide it down the right leg. We're not putting a whole lot of weight on it, we're just sliding it. Left leg up to the sky. On your next inhale, come on up, star pose. Inhale deeply, exhale, bend the arms and legs into goddess. Inhale, come up, arms to your sides, step the legs together. Just notice how that feels in your body for a moment. And then we're going to come on down to our mat. Knees right below the hips, hands right under the shoulders on all fours. And we're going to do a little cat-cow. We want to take this slow and flowing. So inhaling, you're filling the belly, letting it drop, bringing those hips up a little bit. Exhale, you bring the belly into the back and around the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, sway back. Exhale, bring the belly in and round back. Do a few more of these at your own breathing pace. It's important to stick with your own breath pace just because we all breathe at different paces. And if you're always trying to follow mine, and mine is not the same as yours, that can be aggravating, which is exactly what we're trying to avoid right now. After your next exhale, just come to a neutral spine. And we're going to come to a seated position. Just an easy cross-legged seat. And from here, we're just going to inhale the arms up overhead. And on your exhale, you're going to turn to the left, bring your right arm in front and your left arm behind. Inhale, kind of zip up through the spine, and exhale, twist a little bit further to the left. Inhale, zip up straight. Exhale, twist. Your next inhale, come back to center. When we twist, we're wringing out. all of our internal organs, which helps to release the heat. You may have noticed that we're doing a lot of things that open up the body. That is another way that we release some of that excess heat. We're kind of venting out the sides. So, change the cross of your legs, and we're going to go to the other side. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to turn to the right, left arm in front, right arm behind. Inhale, up straight. Exhale, twist. Inhale, sit up straight. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to the front. Now I'm going to have you come down on your back. So start it with your sits bones on the ground, bent knees, and just roll back onto your spine. You can bring your feet in a little bit closer to your hips, and you want to keep your heels in line with those sits bones. And from here, on your inhale, I want you to tilt the hips up, and then slowly, as you fill up your inhale, you're going to peel the hips and the spine up off your mat. And on the exhale, you're just going to roll that spine down, vertebra by vertebra, back down to the ground. So let's try that one more time. Inhale, you're going to tilt the hips and slowly roll up the spine. And on your exhale, you're going to roll that right back down. Now we're going to add some arms to this. I'm going to scoot down so I don't smack the couch. So on your inhale, you're going to bring the arms up overhead. And on the exhale, you're going to bring them back down by your sides. We're still working with that bridge. So inhale, arms and hips come up, lifting up into that bridge pose. Exhale, roll it all back down. And remember, go at your own pace. I'm inhaling and exhaling at my pace, but do your own. All right, one more time. Inhale everything up. And exhale everything down. Straighten out your legs here. Bring your arms out to the side. And I just want you to notice how your body feels right now. Give your body a little scan and notice if there's anywhere that still feels like it's holding extra heat. And if there is, shift yourself so that you can air out just a little bit more. So maybe that means moving the arms out a little further away from your body, or moving your legs a little further apart from each other. Whatever feels comfortable. We're just going to take a few moments here to feel the body cooling and venting. Just focusing on your breath for a short little shavasana. Just allowing the body to sink into the earth. Noticing the temperature dropping back to cool. yourself to feel the air moving around you. Start to deepen your breath. Invite a little movement back into your body, fingers and toes. When you feel ready, roll to your side. Bring yourself up to a sitting position. For the last part of this session, we are going to do a pranayama called Sitali breath. Sitali is a cooling breath. You can do this anytime you're feeling overheated, whether that's because of internal reasons or external reasons, like it's summer. I'm going to give you two variations on how to do this. The first way is if you can curl your tongue. So if you can curl your tongue, not everybody can, but if you can, you are going to stick your tongue out between your lips and curl your tongue like a straw. And then you're going to sip air in through that straw. Draw the tongue back into the mouth and exhale through the nose. So it looks like this. Now, if you cannot curl your tongue, the way that you can do this is to simply purse your lips like you are sucking on a straw. Close the lips, exhale through the nose. Sip in air through the lips. Close the mouth, exhale through the nose. So, whichever version works for you, we're just going to do a few rounds of this nice Sitali cooling breath. As you bring in the cool air, you want to fill your mouth with that cooled air, and then exhale through the nose, which kind of pushes that air through the upper palate. So when you are ready, you may choose to use the straw tongue or the straw lips. Either way, you're going to sip in your inhale through the straw, exhale through the nose. Allow your breathing to return to normal. And just take a few regular breaths here. Check in with your body. Notice if anything feels different from before you did this practice. Hopefully, you are feeling a little calmer, a little cooler, a little less of that irritation than before you started this practice. Satali is cooling, but it's also drying, so you may want to go get a sip of water also. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you next time.